welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a thirsty Thursday, December 21st, 2023. I'm your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you. I want to remind you guys, programming things here. We're going to go live Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube right here. If you're on podcast, I always release the audio version shortly thereafter, after we're done. Sometimes the next morning, but usually same day. So make sure you're subscribed. My wife told me to remind you guys, hit subscribe, hit the like button, things like that. So don't do it for me, do it for her. Get her out of my fucking hair. All right. What else? Sunday, we're off this Sunday and next Sunday, but I'll be doing lives on the Fridays. So live on the Fridays. Today we're talking about more recruiting stuff. You guys must still be basking in the glow, right? I'd say we had a pretty productive day yesterday. Only lost one 4-star commit, on the day of signing day. Let's not talk about the others that we lost over the entire cycle, but we got Edric Houston, got Jeremiah Smith. Those were the two big 5-star, top of the board guys that we needed, and we secured them. So thank you to the NIL folks at the 1776 Foundation, or whatever you're called, 1985. I don't know. Good job. And the rest of you, hopefully you guys finally have come together. All you coercions and cohesions have come together, and you guys are figuring things out on the recruiting front. So good deal. Doesn't help that Brian Hartline's recruiting. Anyways, we're going to talk about early enrollees. And first, though, we do want to talk about the guy we did not get, the one that got away yesterday. 4-star receiver Jeremiah McClellan from Missouri, flipped from Ohio State to Oregon on the day of signing. The Ducks have been aggressive after him for months, but there have been no signs that he was wavering or thinking about changing his mind until like 3 or 4 days ago. He was totally committed, said all the right things, and never a hint that he was looking elsewhere. I thought he would have been more inclined to go to Missouri, his home state, because you can get paid immediately for NIL stuff. But Oregon might be the same way. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's been part of that 3-man wide receiver class with the Buckeyes, with Jeremiah Smith and then Mylan Grant, the other 5-star. So maybe because so much attention was paid to Jeremiah Smith, that Jeremiah McClellan didn't feel the love like he wanted to, or he felt he deserved. But these are receivers, it's kind of like dealing with corners, it's a diva position. So maybe he saw a faster path to playing time at Oregon. They're replacing a bunch of weapons on their offense, so maybe that's it. But we'll see him this coming season, actually, in October. We'll see him when Buckeyes go to Eugene. Also, Nike bags. Nike makes some huge bags, holds a lot of cash. That's probably a large part of it. So anyways, let's talk about the early enrollee guys. I probably should pull up these guys. Yeah. Aaron Nolan, quarterback, Fairburn, Georgia. I'm just going to go off the top of my head with these guys. The 5-star. Yes, Aaron Nolan is an early commit. That's huge because you start his development track immediately. Like Lincoln Keenholz came in last summer in like June because he wanted to finish his basketball and baseball seasons with his high school. Fine, no problem. But you cost yourself 6 months of your track to get to the field. With Aaron Nolan coming in January, maybe on an outside shot that he comes in, lights it up, and in spring is actually part of the QB battle. We got to see what Devin does here in the bowl game, that could put everything to rest. But anyways, Aaron Nolan is an early enrollee. Next up, running back James Peoples from San Antonio, Texas, solid 4-star. He is an early enrollee. Love it. He's a guy that can contribute immediately as a freshman. Think about J.K. Dobbins again. I know I talked about him before as a comparison, but comes in, played good competition in high school, and could hit the ground running. And if Trey goes to the NFL, we haven't gotten a decision yet. Even more need for more running backs. And Sam Williams-Dixon, same there. Obviously, we lost Jordan Lyle, so that takes reps, adds them to the plate of Peoples and SWD. So SWD is an early enrollee. Look for him. They're going to start him out at running back. He was labeled an athlete by the recruiting services, but look for him to start in the backfield. Obviously, they need warm bodies, and that's going to affect how they attack the portal. So if Trey is gone, obviously they got to go get warm bodies, So they need, and guys with experience, of course. Next up, Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver. You guys don't have to hear me say that much longer. Yes, he is an early enrollee, so we love that. 5-star. He could be starting in the spring game. If he comes in January, 3 months, boom. Mylan Graham, the other 5-star. He's like your sleeker, Chris Olave, fast, but super twitched up track guy with great hands, though. Sometimes when you say track guy, people take that negatively, like the guy's fast but can't catch. I used to compare it to like Willie Galt, played for the Raiders. He was a Olympic track sprinter. Actually was in the Olympics, but not the best receiver, just super fast. And that was the Raiders' MO. They would get all the super fast guys and nobody could catch a fucking cold. But anyways, Mylan Graham can catch. So he is an early enrollee. So that could be your challengers to Tate and Ennis and those guys for week 1. Max LeBlanc, the tight end out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, is not an early enrollee, but not a big deal. He'll come in as soon as possible, and they'll get him developed. And it's a development position anyways. So it'll take some time to get him on the field. Demarion Witten, the tight end out of Cleveland Glenville, is an early enrollee. That's good because I want to see what this guy looks like on the field. I've got visions of kind of like a slightly smaller Jelani Thurman, but has freaky athletic ability like Thurman. Next up, Ian Moore, the tackle from Indiana. He is an early enrollee. He was a 5-star just a few months ago, not that long ago. So people don't, I think a lot of people forget about him. And maybe he didn't play in a great offense for his skills, or they just ran the ball a lot. But I like Ian Moore. I think he could be somebody that could play in year 2. Maybe a few snaps here and there in year 1, like Luke Montgomery did, but year 2, definitely. Then you got the Armstrong twins. Deontay being the tackle, Devontae, the guard. Those guys are both early enrollees. If I didn't mention it, or Ian Moore is too. So get them in there early, get that development track started, man. That's key, especially for O-line. It's going to take longer to get on the field. Gabe Van Sickle, the late add to the class from the toilet up north, not an early enrollee. So he'll be a little behind the 8 ball, but he's a good project guy that's going to take some time to develop anyways. A few months probably is not going to kill. Switching to the defense, Edric Houston, the big man, 5-star, all everything. Big E is coming in early out of Buford. So love to see that. Hit the ground running. That guy, depending on what happens with Jack and JT, if those guys both jump, Edric Houston's going to push for some time with Kenyatta and Caden Curry. So look for him. He's already in that size. He's like, what, 265? So he's already in shape and ready to go. Eric Mensah, the 3-star from Virginia, defensive lineman, the only other defensive lineman, by the way. So one of two. He is coming in early as well. So that's good. Linebackers, Garrett Stover and Peyton Pierce. Love these guys. These guys are hard-nosed. Stover's making that move from safety down to linebacker. So he's been putting on weight, and he's going to have to continue that development, in the weight room, body by Mick. So him and Pierce. Pierce is just a stud. Love this guy. Hard nosed, blue collar, kind of go to work kind of guy. Laurinaitis, I'm sure loves working with him. So Stover and Pierce both are coming in early. Corners, Bryce West and Aaron Scott. Miles Lockhart. Lockhart's going to be that slot corner, slot safety. They're all coming in early. Bryce West from Cleveland Glenville, hard hitter, sticking his nose in there. Track guy, runs sub 11, 100 meters. So, and then Aaron Scott, the long 6'2", 190 guy. He's going to challenge for some time too. He's got that length, God-given length and strength. So love to see these guys getting in early. And then the safeties, Jalen McClain from New Jersey. He's coming in early. And then Leroy Roker from down in Fort Myers. He's not coming in early. So we're going to need some warm bodies back there too. We're looking at safeties in the portal. So we may have to go that route with just 2 safeties coming in, depending on what happens with Lathan Ransom. Sonny's back, obviously, but he could be moving down to a linebacker position. All he has to do is put on like fucking 15 pounds. So we'll see what happens there. But those are your Buckeyes coming in. 18 Buckeyes coming in early, getting developed, hitting that track. So that's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.